8K television era. At this time, everyone must be favored. As 4K television set the no definition standard, manufacturers are already shifting their efforts toward production of 8K units. But in a race to build a competitive 8K set, no brand has been able to balance that unprecedented resolution with a reasonable price. According to Ross Young, CEO of the screen-centric market research firm Display Supply Chain Consultant, 8K TVs are expensive to make because panel yields are lower. There's more pixel and driver IC costs are higher since they scale with resolution. In layman terms, the manufacturing cost is high due to the panel and component requirements needed. You can see this in texture definition and pattern, along with a wider dynamic color range. Sharp introduced the price 8K TV in 2050 for the stranger price is 1300, and while you need to longer to take out a second mortgage to buy an 8K capable television. Up until 2021, you could expect to sell out at least 3,500 per one. Even as an avid gamer and weekend cinephile, I will dare spend the kind of money, and neither will the average buyer. Generally, manufacturers like to launch their next resolution bump in television in large size to justify the stratospheric costs that usually come with the new sets. Shea and Silsek, an analysis specializing in consumer tech trends for the research firm More Insight and Strategy, this large panel fabrication drive to up to price, putting an 8K television further out of reach for the average consumer, with the additional drawback of shifting the incentive to create 8K content. Even 4K media is not the official standard just yet, while most streaming services do support 4K natively, especially with their own original content. It still is not as common as one would expect with the current price of 4K television. Not sick. Despite a global chip shortage, TCL has managed to pull this off through simple supply chain management. It cuts expense by crafting each component in-house, eliminating heavy reliance on external manufacture, cost efficiently creating its own driver EGIs, and streamlining the display production for television 65-inch and up translate to a lower retail price. TCL has invested in building 7 panel fabs in recent years, including the newest complete just this year that use the large Gen 11 panel fab layout. Shai Arondale, Director of Production Development for TCL North American, a large part of TCL business is selling components such as display to other television manufacturers, and they say that no different with 8K panel. Maybe given the prohibitive expensive pacing and lack of the content, there has not been a push for mainstream 8K television. At least that was the case until last year's arrival of 8K capable computer graphic cards, gaming console, and cameras on flagship phones, which drove a need for a vulnerable 8K display on which to view the influx of the content.